Hey guys, Stealth here. Welcome back to From the Depths. This is the 8th episode of this series, and in this episode I still have some work to do on the submarine that I just built, the Seawolf. Seawolf currently is set up in the wrong mode. It is set up as an air vehicle. It should be set up as a sea vehicle, and this way I hope to be able to get this thing actually to, well, act like a submarine. Instead of acting like some sort of, well, semi-aircraft. Where is the Seawolf, actually? Ah, there it is. There's the Seawolf. Alright, I need Seawolf to go down. I gotta say, it is a pretty fast ship. That's pretty nice. Anyway, I need to get the Seawolf in a bit closer so I can put it on a docking line. And, yep, here it is. Because I still have some work to do on Seawolf. You see, Seawolf currently does not have an IFF. That could be a really, really nasty thing. If that submarine manages to fire off a torpedo, then I don't want to be anywhere near that thing when it happens to do so. Because it will hit me, and although I have torpedo blisters, I am not particularly interested in getting hit. And, whoa, that's close enough. There we go. Okay. So back into the bowels of the sub. And we want to have a IFF. Not connected to a missile controller. What? Why don't you have a missile controller? What is this sorcery? Why is there the missile? Here is the missile controller. But for some reason these things don't seem to think they're connected. Okay. It's all a bit getting out of the way here. Okay, let's just remove that one. There's the missile controller. There, you guys happier now? There we go. Now we got torpedoes. And they do have the right configuration. Now we gotta make sure that they have a local weapons controller that's actually controlling that torpedo. Maximum altitude to engage is 10. Maximum range, I think we can go with 4,500. And finally, some staggered fire add-ons. I don't want these things to start firing all of their torpedoes at once. If they do so, it's going to be blown up in one big waste. So 5-second delay. Do they have a ballast tank? Yes, a ballast tank and 2 regulators. That's good. Okay, so something else that you guys requested in the comments for the other video is, Stealth, please make this thing look a bit better, because right now it looks like it's just been cut off. Like, you took a chainsaw and just massacred this submarine. Absolutely. It does not look very good at the moment, does it? So let's make sure that this thing has a bit more of those, I suppose you could call them cigar-like builds that most submarines have. I don't usually work on the aft of a submarine that much. I don't find it that important, but for the looks, sure. It does matter. Gotta go with some triangle corners. And hydrodynamics, I believe, is not influenced at all by this. So for that regard, or for that aspect, it does not really matter. But it's mostly about making this thing look alright. Let's go with another 2-meter beam. Now we're getting somewhere. Where's my triangle corner? Over there. Another 2-meter inverted out on the edges. And a couple of 2-meter slopes. Oh, I forgot a triangle corner here. And another one over there. And I think that that's about as long as the sub needs to be. It doesn't need to be much longer, I just need to have enough room for propulsion systems. That's all that this thing really needs on the stern. So 2-meter downward slope. One over there. And one over here, like that. A few more off to the side, and I could actually add a few more, well, potentially ammo crates there, or other systems that might help the sub in order to either stay afloat or have the required parts in it. See, this looks a bit better. It looks a bit better. We're not quite there yet, though. But I don't want to spend too much time fixing up the sub, because I'm a bit worried. At any time, there could be an enemy ship coming in and with the sole intentions of wrecking my day. It's not something I want to have happen. Anyhow, let's see about the PID. Air pumps. I want to have your air pumps at -180. That is key here. I can break this section. There the hull gets a bit bigger. This should also impact the buoyancy. And with more buoyancy, this thing is able to maneuver a bit faster. Now, the naval AI was set up so it floats or moves at a depth of 250. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I mean, I don't use remote-controlled submarines that often. And as you guys have mentioned, this thing only has passive sonar. It needs to have active sonar. It is controlled. It is ready. It does have enough processing power. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I could, though, move the dive planes back a few more tiles, now that I have a slightly more expanded stern. And then we're going to do the paint job, mandatory paint job of this sub. Black and intensely black. Top section first, and we'll see just how dark we're going to make this thing. This block as well. There we go. Off to the sides. I really wonder how well this submarine is going to perform. It's going to be quite the test run, in the sense of, is this thing actually okay at dealing with other threats all by itself? If not, then I may end up scrapping the whole design, or it's going to take a lot of work to get this thing into a fighting order. That one, there we go. Somebody's launching. Nope, scopes are clear, it's just a radar buoy. It's nothing threatening. Red for the lower sections of the hull. Bit more. Oh, these things are always on the wrong side. Come on. Fortunately, painting doesn't cost you any materials. If it would, then I probably wouldn't be doing it. It probably would be too expensive, and it probably wouldn't be really worth it. I mean, making the thing look good is more for my taste than that it actually has any combat effectiveness. And moreover, I think that I won't be seeing this submarine a lot, if at all. Because if all goes well, then this submarine is going off all by itself, doing its bidding as a quiet predator from the depths, literally, and nothing else. So, I won't be seeing its color paint or its color scheme that much. I could get a chair inside this sub and have a bit of a look at how it's going to maneuver. Could even install some subsurface to air missiles, but with a depth of about 250, I don't think that I particularly need that. No, we're going to keep it as is for the moment. So let me know if you like that design for the stern a bit better. It is definitely better than what it was, and it is definitely better than the fat ass of the platypus. There is something that I still need to change. Okay, exit build mode. Get back into my submarine. That was another radar buoy that was launched, I hope. Gotta paint that one as well. Come on, painting mode. No, I said painting mode. Done. Okay, release the Seawolf. Seawolf probably won't be as fast anymore. Oh, she's floating up like a cork. What are you doing? I'm not even sure about the depth of that thing, but it's maneuvering pretty erratically. This thing has a lot left to learn. Or rather, I still have a lot left to learn. What's its current setup? It's in fleet move. I can switch it to combat mode. And I should be able to give it orders through the control map. I can only give it when it's in fleet move. Okay. Fleet move it is.
Returning to formation. Moving now.
Unfortunately, it doesn't tell me the depth or the altitude of this ship. So I have no idea whether it's going deep or whether it's trying to do another surface run. You never know with these things. Anyway, it would be nice if some sort of enemy would spawn in, because it's a bit quiet. I know that I just entered a warp plane not too long ago, but surely there should be something coming in. Otherwise this is going to be one heck of a boring episode.
Moving now. Moving now.
Come over here, get alongside the platypus. I want to see how deep you are. I'm going to see if your depth is actually about 250 as requested, or if it's going to be 180 as indicated by the PID. I don't know how that exactly is going to work. We'll just have to look. Look and test, basically. But it's not surfacing anyway, so that is fortunate. Can I see it? It's more or less to my southeast. My depth is 276, so I'm deep enough. Yep, there it is. I think it's holding at 250. Yeah, we need to have another talk. You don't have a roll system, as was mentioned in the comments, but I knew I was forgetting something. Without a roll system, this submarine is going to act really, really weird. It is going to, as you have seen, yeah. It was moving sideways. Whoa, careful with that thing. Unfortunately, I always have to be looking at it. Where's my stairs? Here's my stairs. Yes, now I would actually like to take off one of these blocks. Thank you. I should just add a door. Whoops. I should just add a door to that part of the sub. Where am I? Oh, I just fell into the different compartment. Fantastic. So this... yeah, that's the other compartment. There we go. Okay, so we're going to add a door to make sure that I can go through to the bow of the sub. That's my own sub, that is. And then a metal block, 2-meter beam, done. Of course now we have a black door, but whatever. Alright, we're going to do the same thing up here. Metal block. There, 2-meter beam. And a door. Now these doors are pretty weak. Although they do have 10 armor, actually. 10 armor, is that... that's as much as a metal block? That is one hell of a sturdy door. I'll give you that. Okay. Roll systems. Or, to be precise, anti-roll systems. Because this thing seems a bit too happy to be rolling. Roll left-hand side, right-hand side, right-hand side, and left-hand side. It doesn't even have a roll controller, so why are these props operational? Can I do that through an AI PID? doesn't that work? Aerial naval roll. Yes, that's good. For some reason, naval depth control is just not there. Okay, let's release it. At least it's holding level. Ish. Well, it's level. I'm gonna go with level. Whatever. Is the door closed? Or is the door at a level that's too low? I think it might be. I think the door should be there. Yeah. There's the door. I can see... I can actually see the sun. The seawater. Anyways, give me targets. I want to shoot something. You know what? I'm just going to pause the video recording for a moment and wait till we actually have something to shoot at. When we do, I'll be right back with you. Alright, and back we are. Now, in the meanwhile, as it took actually quite a while to get ready for a battle, I've redesigned slight sections of the stern of the ship. You can see it has no longer that really cut off element. I realigned the prop section and I readjusted my rudder section. And now we have a target. Finally. God, that took forever. We have a Bastion over here. Bastions are quite formidable ships when they're targeting surface-to-surface units. When they're targeting surface or subsurface vehicles, they really aren't that difficult. So, let's see if the Seawolf can actually get a couple of hits on this thing. Gonna turn it into combat mode. And it actually might not have detected the ship yet. I wouldn't be surprised. The Seawolf is slightly behind me. My own sensors probably haven't picked up the ship either. Let's have a look at the detector. Nope, it's waiting to be deployed, and it's waiting to be deployed. I'm going to turn off my own AI, so that it doesn't fire. And what I want to try and do is get the Seawolf to kill this thing. So that's going to be the experiment. The ship is way over there, and so far that's the only threat. So when I have the Seawolf go into patrol mode, speed 12 meters per second. She's a pretty nice and fast maneuverable unit. And I want to have her kill this ship. Hey, another ship. What do we got here? What do we have here? A Dromeo. 4,000 points of resources. Looks nice. What is that? Spinner blocks? Yep. Looks like it's armed with torpedoes or missiles. Finally, something to shoot at. That's what we're here for, right? How is Seawolf moving? Very, very shocky. Doesn't really seem to maneuver that well. I am not detecting any threats. So how far are they likely to be away? It's quite a while, isn't it? And it looks like the Bastion is taking shots at the Dromeo. But they're cram cannon shots, so they're not that likely to hit. Cram cannon shots have a really, really slow velocity. Or a low velocity. They're really slow to hit stuff. If they do hit you, you're going to notice that in your next respawn as well. As a matter of speaking. These things hit you so hard that they can usually, especially in the case of one of these weak ships or weak aircraft, altitude 155, they can usually one-shot you. Nothing. It has a pretty good rate of fire as well. It looks like the ship has been detected.
Moving now.
Because all of a sudden... Yep, tracking the Bastion. Alright, you're on.
Taking command.
For some reason I cannot actually control the sub or tell it to do anything. Looks like it's already engaging. Apparently it's still too far away. That's okay. Look at that, he got him. Saves me the trouble of firing anti-air missiles. 33 salvage, and he probably got a bit of it as well. So, Seawolf should be firing torpedoes soon. Oh, don't tell me you're on the surface. That would be really, really bad. Seawolf, I believe I can build on this force. If I can find her, that is. Is that Seawolf? Oh, shit. Yes, that is Seawolf. Operating on the surface. Switch to patrol. Why is Seawolf being such a bitch about not diving?
Receiving now.
I mean, fleet height, yeah. 2 meters. I want you to go down. Like a proper submarine is supposed to be doing. Otherwise, if that Bastion gets a good look at you, well, let's say it won't be pretty. It will not be pretty. I could use my own torpedo system to find out the range.
Awaiting new orders.
Definitely in range. Definitely in range. So why are you not firing?
Moving now. Gunnery enabled.
Is something set up wrong with the firing computer on the Seawolf? Might that be it? It's still up there on the surface. I find that really, really problematic. And it must be me. I've set up something wrong, but I don't know exactly what it is. There she is. Has that enemy craft spotted her yet? I don't believe so. Which is good, otherwise she'd be dead. Okay, Seawolf. What is going on with your weapon system? Missile controller. Set up right. Maximum range to engage. It is inside maximum range. Minimum altitude. Boom! There we go. Maximum altitude was set up. However, it still won't dive. Can I use the AI PID to use the hydrofoils for diving? I mean, it's not ideal. No. Damn it. Alright, since that doesn't seem to work, no control for the air pump. I want you to use altitude hydrofoil, set depth, all the way down, -180. You get 30 seconds to get there. Oh, and by the way, please move.
Taking command.
Oh, no you don't. Those had better not be coming for me. I'm gonna be really unhappy when they hit me. No, they're not coming for me. They were just launched, presumably into the air. And that might have caused the submarine to jump the torpedoes out of the water and then fire them. Or then they're trying to get down again. Uh-oh. Seawolf.
Receiving. You're in
Get
now.
the hell out of here.
Moving now. Moving now. Moving now.
So long as you think you're a surface ship, I will not have you in this conflict. At all. You're too much exposed.
Moving now.
think I'm gonna have to use the ACBs for this one.
Moving now.
Manually give it a depth. I think that's the only way that this sub is going to work very well. But the torpedoes have no issue hitting this ship. 98%. 97. 95. That was a good hit right there. 91. 70,000 damage done thanks to my secondary submarine. I believe that the secondary submarine, the Seawolf, has torpedoes that are not as impressive as the torpedoes from Platypus. I'm not sure exactly where that torpedo went. That Bastion is in for a lot of trouble. The problem is, though, that the Seawolf should be getting the kills, but the Seawolf doesn't have any storage. So I don't believe that it can actually take any of the resources. Unfortunately. AI dead. Score 1 for Seawolf. Look at that. Submarine's overpowered much? How much are you leaving behind? 2100. Thank you. The torpedoes are all of a sudden looking for a new course. Okay. So let's pick up the resources. Whoa, 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 torpedoes. Don't you do it. Or are you just traversing through? Nope, they hit the platypus. What the hell? Guys. Hang on. These are not my torpedoes. That's a freaking Trilobite.
Taking command.
Trilobites are notorious for firing torpedoes that have EMP. That's why I set that whole thing up that way.
Gunnery enabled.
Yes, gunnery, please fire.
Taking command.
Platypus is now engaging as well. Time to start heading away from here. Engines ahead full. I'm not even sure whose torpedoes are whose. I mean, these are probably mine. And they missed. Because they're usually used to going for slower targets. Oh dear. Seawolf has taken a good hit. Down to 90%. Come on. Down to 1,000 resources. Altitude, -3.5. Seawolf is returning fire. Firing its own torpedoes. Ah, crap, I think Seawolf is brain dead. The EMP probably impacted the AI and killed it off. Well, that's annoying. Come on then. Seawolf down to 53%? 52? Oh, you're good as dead, sunshine. Oh, come on, torpedoes. Kill the Trilobite. 1 or 2 hits should do it. Nope. They're not fast enough in their turns. Okay, this is not the most effective design, but I need to get a hit on that platypus. I cannot afford to miss it. Sorry, on that Trilobite. Took a few more hits. So far, I seem to be doing okay, but my shielding is eating my battery alive. Look at that, I can barely keep it up. The shielding is flickering. Try slowing down a bit more, get some of the power off of the engines that way. And currently my torpedoes, or my shielding, isn't doing anything to deal with my... Damn it. That is getting really annoying. These torpedoes seem to be a bit more maneuverable, but I'm still not sure if they're mine or not. Oh dear. Seawolf is dead. So much for 4,000 points of resources. Jesus. That could have gone better. I'm down to 81 resources. And the Trilobite just happily keeps firing torpedoes at me. Right, I need to cut the shielding. Get in the chair before I get knocked off of my sub. Disable the shields. That's the wireless receiver. There's the shields. Effect strength, none. They're not effective anyway, not against torpedoes. Come on. Where's the last one? Here, I think. Yep, that's the last one. Okay, so now we're generating power again. My torpedoes are still going all over the place. Good impact, but the steel seems to be absorbing it so far. Although it did just knock off one part of my hull. Ooh. Not good, not good, not good. Because now we're actually starting to take quite a bit of damage. Am I dead in the water? Did they knock off my propulsion again? Yes. Fantastic. Distance 244, 243, 220. Please make your turn fast enough and kill that annoying little submarine. That thing has done more than its fair share of damage to me, and I've had it with this guy. It knocked off my propulsion and killed a secondary submarine. I don't like it. Come on. We can do this all day. I got plenty of fuel and plenty of fins. So let's have it. I think this forward speed is a bit of a problem though. The torpedo simply isn't fast enough. Yeah, 20 meters out. 21, 20. Nope. Alright, switch a fuel tank for another 2 torpedo propellers. Boom. All weapons firing straight ahead. What? Well, some of them are. There you go. Health below 80% and is sinking. 800 points of resources. It's gonna cost me quite a bit to fix the sub up though. And the Seawolf is just completely annihilated. Well, I hope I can at least get back on the road. Yep, I got 3 out of 4 propulsion systems back up. I need to get these resources and fast. Because the Platypus is quite the expensive ship. Especially to maintain. Oops, don't get knocked out of your chair. Come on. Build mode. Okay, so we are waterproof again. Mostly. There's still an element missing there. I think that with 3 propellers active, I'm being steered off course a little bit. Let's see what the heading is going to be doing. 0.16, 15, 14, yep. Not primary. Yep, that was the problem. 3 propellers were causing the ship to start turning in pretty erratic maneuvers. A head full? Oh, this is a head full. At 8 meters per second. Great. Okay. With this I should be able to fix her back up. So, that was one platypus. And it completely wrecked the Seawolf. Quite unfortunate because I was getting a bit fond of Seawolf. I invested quite a bit of time in her. I invested a lot of resources. I think that in the end she was worth about, what was it, 4 to 6,000 resources, something along those lines. And then she got hit by EMP, went brain dead, and was actually impacted by explosive torpedoes which killed her off. So we're back to where we were. There we go, 2100 resources. I'm not even sure if I have repair bots on the sub. I don't think so. I gotta say though that I think that wherever they are, these things, the EMP blockers, actually really did well. As well as having the AI on rubber, so it doesn't get impacted, and I could still keep up the firing. You see that this thing was actually impacted by an EMP, because it is not on a rubber block. Platypus at 99%. Still repairing an element of the hull here. Ah, it's the anti-roll system that got knocked off. Here we go, anti-roll back operational. Gotta maintain this prop. Battery power is good. Speed 12.5. And we seem to be doing alright. Well, that was a bit more of an eventful episode than I'd actually hoped. In the sense that I lost the Seawolf. I probably won't be doing another Seawolf soon. I found the Seawolf to be an interesting experiment. But nothing else. Because you saw just how much that cost me. That was one expensive loss right there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Unfortunately, no longer Seawolf, but we still have Platypus at pretty much full health. But my resources are running pretty low, so the next episode will be focused on getting more resources, so killing more stuff. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more From the Depths.